Welcome to Gospel Share Missions. 4 Fields Discipleship Multiplication Training. Field number 3, the growing field. How to teach a disciple. This is tool number 6, the 411, lesson number 10, page 13 to 16 in your training manual. Now that your person of peace has made Jesus the king of his or her life through obedient faith in baptism, he is now a baby in Christ. Just as a small plant needs water, light, and nutrients to grow, so the new Christian needs it to grow strong and healthy in Jesus. Through this tool, you will be training the new believer on how to become a disciple who makes disciples and the reason why. This is tool number 6, the 411. This stands for 4 questions, 1 piece of paper and 1 hour. In your training, ask your participants to take a piece of paper horizontally and fold it in half. On the front, tell them to write question 1. Why? Why is it important that they share the gospel? Then tell them to open their folded page, and on the inside left side write question number 2. Who? Who to share the gospel with? On the right side, write question number 3. What? What are you going to share? On the back cover write question number 4. When? When are you going to start? This is because we need to teach to be intentional, as we're the Christians of the Bible. Now let us see the content of each question. Let us go to the front of the sheet where question number 1 is. Number 1, why? Why is it important that you share the gospel? Tell your participants to draw a rectangle and write inside 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verses 17 to 21. Then tell them to draw a cross on the center and these 2 arrows. Tell them to write verse 17 on the left, and verse 20 on the right. Tell them to read 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17 and then write under the left arrow the word, new, and under this word to draw a person shining like new. Now ask them to read verse 20 and write under the arrow the word ambassador, and under this word to draw the world. Tell them that now as new people in Jesus they are now ambassadors for the Lord. Tell them that you cannot be a new person in Christ and not be ambassadors, and you cannot be ambassadors without being a new person in Christ. Tell them that now, as new people, these 2 things together is their new identity in Christ. Write down the key word, identity. Now ask them to go to question number 2, who? Who to share the gospel with. Here you are going to train the new disciple to make his relational map. Ask them to draw a circle in the center and write their name inside. Now ask them to draw circles around and write the names of people close to them but who are far from God. Teach the new disciples to keep these people in constant prayer. Also, teach the new disciples to identify the 3 characteristics of a person, house of peace. Now let us go to question number 3, what? What are you going to share? Here you will train the new believer with the seated field tools. The 15-second testimony, 3 circles and the baptism hammer. Now, let's go to question number 4, when? When are you going to start? It is important to teach a new disciple not to let the call of Christ drift, but to be intentional about the call to be God's ambassadors on earth. Therefore, help the new disciple to make an intentional plan. First, tell him to write the word pray. When can you set aside time to pray for the people on your relational map? Names, date and time. Next, to write the word share. With whom can you begin to share the gospel through the 3 circles tool? Names, date and time. Next, write the word train. Who can you train the 411 tool with? Name, date and time. Then have him write the word start. When can you start a growing group? Remind him that he is not alone. Other disciples can support to start a growing group. Names, date and time. This is tool 411. 4 questions, 1 piece of paper, 1 hour. 1. Why you need to share the gospel. 2. Who to share the gospel with. 3. What are you going to share? 4. When are you going to start? A new disciple will grow strong and healthy in Christ by practicing this tool of the growing field, discipleship. God bless you as you train others to train others with this simple, biblical, and reproducible tool.